Hi, it's Jane. Today we're watching Arcane Season 2, Episode 7. Pretend like it's the first time. The last episode was incredibly stressful. The ending, I cannot wait to see what happens next. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, the edited version 1 week in advance, and let's go. Okay, we're checking in with you, it would seem.
You're beyond help. Whoa, relax, Jumpy.
Her reflection was different. What is this?
What in the seven sumps is all this racket? Oi, one of those days,
Is he dreaming of a parallel universe?
You know those.
Oh. What's gotten into him?
What is going on in there? I still need to know what Jace saw. Because it made him murderous. A better world that they could have had. I don't want to wake up from this.
I woke up in the wrong universe.
This is what happens when you stay up all night. Those synapses start
In a
firing
better
around like
universe, it
drunk
would
slugs.
seem.
Sounds royalty. My liege.
Everyone's alive.
Sit down.
From himself. Where would you be without her?
Hmm.
Professor. Oh.
Is it actually him? Because he's here too, isn't he? And what did Jace see that made him come out murderous?
It seems the anomaly which dislodged us from our proverbial reality also scattered us across time.
How long have you been here?
1,128 days, 6 hours, and 20
Jesus,
minutes.
I thought you could say years. I mean, like 1,000 years. It's still a long time.
So you've just been. What about Jace? Is he here?
I fear he may have wound up elsewhere.
Yes, me
The
too.
anomaly behaved differently around him. I've been able to accomplish wonderful things in this world. Give it time to settle. This place will grow on you. You'll
But
see.
you'd want the memories of this life because you're abandoning all the people from your own
People back
life.
home who
Yeah.
need me. We don't belong here.
It's gonna go see Vi.
Vi?
You wanna come?
How's she doing? What happened to you?
It can't be.
So this is what he saw that made him come back determined he had to destroy it all? We're cutting between the two.
Humor me. You don't have some alternative purpose for it?
You're the big idea guy.
In this world,
Sorry,
she's
sis.
just powder.
Someone's wigging out over his project and having an identity crisis again.
Okay, so there is something that's not good about this world, which is that Vi is apparently dead.
Not living up to my potentials.
She's dead? How?
Well, there's officially a way that this world is worse
It's
than the
not
other one we
funny,
live in.
It's because you're having a bad day. Don't take it out on me.
When we didn't see Vi in the thing, and she has the like Vi-colored hair strip, I was like, is there a reason she has that in this world?
You gave us the tip. We went on that job because of you.
Job. That's why there's no hex tech here.
Ooh,
You should leave.
fascinating how things can turn out differently. This world is better for almost everybody. It's crazy to think that they actually were this close to having an actual world of peace between the two. Like, that it's this possible, and yet we ended up where we did, with Zorn being treated so badly. Is he getting memories from this time? He's finding what they need for their anomaly, right? He's seeing a future, a world where the hex tech, the arcane, the anomaly, whatever it is, destroyed everything and everyone. Which does explain some of his, like, no matter what the cost is, we have to stop this. So I don't agree with the no matter what the cost aspect of it, but How long was he here for? Does it get worse? I think it gets worse. Oh my god, what are these? Ouch. Some head trauma. Good, good. Just what he needed.
You said I was your pupil. I need a professor. Better yet, a partner.
He's had pupils before who were tampering with technology and it led nowhere good, but
How could I forsake a brilliant lad in need?
trying to get home again. Ooh. Well, yeah, I figured something traumatic had to happen to him, and this sort of qualifies. Yep. You might lose yourself like this.
He was my mentor, and I betrayed him. I must destroy it.
How does he get out? Does it release him to serve his purpose, or is it whatever Echo does that manages to free all three of them, and we only saw him for some reason?
Where things went another way.
Mm-hmm.
She looks so badass. Is that what this is about? You want me to change?
No,
He likes you like this.
no,
I like my life. I don't want to lose what makes me chasing some wild dream.
There is nothing wrong with that. So if deep down you do want to
sometimes taking
pursue
the
what's
leap
inside
forward
of you.
means-
I can definitely see how he lost himself, became the strange, broken, different version that he was when he emerged. Getting closer. They did it.
So,
Oh,
what does it do?
You just asked me that.
No, I didn't.
you time looped.
I'm too tired for games. It's a time loop.
Huh? A time loop? A
A
time loop?
time loop. I was playing with inversions on Jace's acceleration room.
How far did you go?
I don't know, a second?
Try going back further.
Take it
Oh my god, are we going to
slow.
be able to go back all the way in time and stop all of this from happening?
Far too quickly.
So, 4. The limit is 4 seconds.
Are you certain, my boy? What were the indicators?
Trust me,
Nervous kid? Big day tomorrow?
it's all I can think about.
Where's the little lady?
In case I don't remember to tell you tomorrow, you've always meant the world to me, Benzo.
There's a chance for us yet.
You.
Didn't think I'd miss your big day, did you?
Everything's happier
Don't you
apart
try to
from
kill
Vi.
me.
They're the only people in the world.
Where'd you learn those moves?
I was just following your lead. I used to dream the Undercity could be like this. But somewhere, I got consumed by all the ways it wasn't.
You all need to
gave
work
up on
together to change it and make it this way, and it can be this way. It's gonna be so strange going back to reality. When someone is having a much worse time, you
It doesn't have to go this way, right?
you are gonna come back
Just tell
very
me
much
there's a
crazed,
chance.
trying to do things differently.
Oh, I do wish I could apologize to
Let's hope they go home.
never a dull moment. I must say that since I've met you, lad, I've truly lived.
What?
Back in a wink.
No! Everything! Wait!
What's he doing? Is he not going? He's fixing it.
I won't fail.
He's gonna make things worse, I'm afraid, at least in the short term. You'll wake up as her, Echo, right? Right? The one that was here before? Okay, so they left us on the cliffhanger from the previous episode into this episode, the whole way through this episode, but I really did enjoy this. I've been screaming at the world to know what happened to Jace and Heimerdinger and Echo when they were in the Arcane, especially once we saw Jace and all like how disheveled he was. I will start with him because he was the depressing half of the episode. Yes, something had to have happened to him, and I mean, looking at it, yep, he was alone. He was isolated. He was looking at the destruction of everything he's ever known, every single person he's ever known, and knowing that it was his technology, his research that led to it. Chased and hurt and starving and surviving off weird rat hex creatures. I don't blame him for losing his mind a little bit. And being so determined that like he has to stop this from happening. You know, it would be like if you found out there's going to be a nuclear war in a year, but if you went and I don't know, did loads of like broke into the White House and stole this and then went to the Kremlin and blew up a building or whatever, you could stop it. You might be tempted to actually go and do it, even if there might actually be better ways of doing it that didn't involve killing people. But you know, you can see why he is as determined as he is. Even though I still want to shake him and be like, there was probably another way. You could have tried to talk to Victor at some point. You know, you could have simply discussed this with everybody. But instead, yeah. I mean, Victor did appear to be slowly but surely converting every single person to being one with the Arcane or whatever. And while he was helping them, there is always a chance that the Arcane was using him somehow. I don't know. But yeah, Jace is definitely a man with a mission. A very traumatized man with a mission, and that is often a very bad mix. And I feel very bad for him, but I'm also like, what are you going to do next? Okay, you've already hurt. What are you going to do next? Oh god. Then the other side of it was Echo and Heimerdinger in a really, really lovely version of the world where Zorn and Piltover managed to work together. It seems almost like without the boost, the hex tech and everything gave Piltover such an economy boost and such a power boost that it really increased the imbalance between the top side and the underside and made it so that Piltover continued to crush Zorn under their boot. Whereas it seems like in this world where Piltover didn't get that boost, they actually started to work with Zorn and came together, and both communities ended up supporting each other to make a better place, which is much better than the world we live in the real world, but also in their world. It was quite sad to see Powder as she could have been, you know, still the same sweet, caring girl that deep down I think exists within Jinx, but a lot of other traumas happen there, with still still a humongous trauma on her shoulders of losing her sister. And we definitely saw that. I think she held herself back from experimenting or from exploring her true capabilities because she was wanting to keep things safe and the same so she didn't risk losing anything again. Whereas then at the end, in that alternate universe, she's realised that she needs to take those risks, which I think is good because she's not jinxified, so she'll hopefully help people. But it was really sad to think Vi being dead in this world, the difference it made with all the hex tech situations and everything, how different that world shaped out to be and how much better it was for so many people, and yet how sad it was on such a small personal level as well. But it gives you kind of like Echo said about how he'd stopped hoping, he stopped believing that Zorn could actually get better. And I think this is a good reminder that it can. You know, no one was saying that in the world that he'd ended up in, Zorn had been this way for decades. It had happened in their lifetime that they were able to make this change. And if it happened then, why can't it happen now? So I think Echo's going back with revitalized, with a little bit of hope, maybe a little bit more understanding and forgiveness in his heart, but with hope for Zorn and the people. He's not going to just try and save whatever small corner he can. He might now try and save it in general to complete the legacy that their adopted parents were trying to do. And Heimerdinger is dead now, which is very sad because I like him and also he's quite useful to have around. But yeah, now when Jace reappeared, we didn't appear to see Echo. So is Echo like right behind him? Is he appearing somewhere else? I'm sure we'll find out, but yeah. This was a brilliant episode because we found out what happened to them. It was brilliant in seeing the absolute danger of Hextech and the Arcane compared with without it, how much brighter the world could be. So I'm really excited to see where these characters go next and for the conclusion to that cliffhanger from last week. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon. And thank you so much. Well, 2 weeks in advance, the edited version 1 week in advance. And thank you so much for watching.